I've always been fascinated by those gritty end-of-the-world settings where survival is everything, and lately developers have been stepping it up big time with some insanely realistic post-apocalyptic survival games. So today I'm going to take you through 30 upcoming games that look absolutely incredible. So let's jump right in. CrisisX is an ambitious open-world survival crafting game set in a post-apocalyptic coastal town in the 1990s Western USA, where a failed scientific expedition unleashes a grotesque infection that mutates both humans and wildlife. Players awaken on a desolate beach and must navigate a massive 1,200 square kilometers map filled with dynamic biomes, hostile mutants, and rival survivors. With deep resource management, base building, and combat systems featuring everything from machetes to tanks, CrisisX emphasizes realism, cooperation, and strategic warfare. Developed by Hero Games, it promises cinematic storytelling, detailed environments, and cross-platform play. CrisisX is scheduled to release in Q2 2026 on iOS, Android, PC, and Xbox.
To horizons. Lost. Maybe the way clears when we walk together. Collaborate. Fight. Side by side. Get everything back on track. Allied. United. But people stay the same. We clash. We claim. We raid. Become the real crisis. And this time, what's your way out? Survive.
Eggspedition is a thrilling co-op survival horror game from Wildflame Studio where players drop onto hostile alien planets teeming with ferocious dinosaurs. As part of Vector Unit 9, your mission is simple yet deadly. Retrieve a rare dinosaur egg and survive long enough to escape. Each planet features dynamic terrain, from dense rainforest to volcanic craters, filled with stealthy velociraptors and towering T-Rexes. With up to 4-player online co-op, tactical teamwork is essential as you scan terrain, provide cover fire, and carry the egg through chaos. Eggspedition launches in late 2025 on PC, with other platforms to be announced. Pacific Drive. Whispers in the Woods is a chilling narrative expansion to Ironwood Studios' surreal survival driving game, plunging players deeper into the haunted Olympic exclusion zone. This DLC introduces a darker tone with eerie forest anomalies, massive effigies, and a cult of fanatics obsessed with mysterious artifacts. Players will uncover cryptic lore while navigating unpredictable terrain in their trusty station wagon, now affected by artifact-induced quirks that alter gameplay in strange, often dangerous ways. Featuring a fully voiced story and new mechanics, Whispers in the Woods launches later in 2025 on PlayStation 5 and PC.
I thought I had lost everything. I thought I found where I really belonged. Something to really believe in. I didn't think I would have to give everything.
I see everything. I see it.
I don't want to give everything.
I see everything.
I don't want to lose everything.
ARC Raiders is a gritty third-person extraction shooter from Embark Studios, set in the dystopian Rust Belt, where humanity clings to survival beneath the surface, hunted by a mechanized force known as the ARC. Players take on the role of raiders from Speranza, venturing topside to scavenge gear, complete trader quests, and battle both hostile machines and rival squads. With PPVE combat, squad-based tactics, and high-stakes looting, every run is a gamble. Die, and you lose everything. Featuring a deep skill tree and dynamic environments, RC Raiders launches on October 30th, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and GeForce Now.
Here, you are in control.
Cinder City is a sprawling, open-world tactical looter-shooter from NC Soft, formerly known as Project LLL, set in a dystopian version of Seoul ravaged by cosmic horrors, cyborg zombies, and rogue mechs. Blending MMO elements with fast-paced PvE combat, players drop into a seamless 30-square-kilometer map to battle hordes, complete dynamic events, and explore subway tunnels and Byzantine-inspired ruins. With class-based skills like invisibility, squad healing, and deployable barriers, gameplay favors strategic coordination and mobility via jetpack-equipped suits. Cinder City is expected to release sometime in 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Dying Light. The Beast is Techland's brutal new chapter in the zombie survival saga, thrusting players into the eerie Swiss town of Castor Woods. You play as Kyle Crane, now mutated by years of horrific experiments, wielding beast-like powers that unleash savage fury in combat. The game blends visceral melee action, off-road vehicular mayhem, and parkour traversal across biomes ranging from decaying tourist zones to haunted swamps. With a gripping, revenge-driven story, dynamic day-night cycles, and 4-player co-op, it pushes the franchise's intensity to new heights. Dying Light. The Beast releases on September 19, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X and S.
I don't care how high his walls are or how big his army is. That fucker will pay for what he did to me. All the years he took from me. All the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do!
E&F is an old chemical factory south of the city. The Baron's men operate out of there.
Then I'll go there and fucking kill him.
Exoborne is a tactical, open-world extraction shooter from Sharkmob, set in a post-apocalyptic US ravaged by extreme forces of nature. Players step into the role of reborn operatives, equipped with customizable exo-rigs that grant unique abilities like vertical traversal, shielding, and elemental manipulation. The game's dynamic weather system, featuring tornadoes, lightning storms, and fire cyclones, reshapes combat and exploration, making each mission unpredictable. Scavenge, craft, and fight across vast zones like Maynard and Agnesville, facing hostile factions, enemy players, and nature itself. Exoborne is expected to launch in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Forest Reigns is a story-driven first-person survival shooter set in a post-pandemic Paris, now overtaken by a sentient forest teeming with mutated wildlife and hostile factions. Developed by VG Entertainment, the game blends tactical gunplay, RPG progression, and environmental manipulation, allowing players to provoke or pacify the forest itself. With dynamic missions, branching narratives, and iconic landmarks reclaimed by nature, every decision shapes your fate. Players can align with rival groups, craft gear, and explore a living ecosystem that reacts to human interference. Forest Reigns is slated for release on PC, with the date yet to be announced. Frostpunk 1886 is a reimagined survival city builder from 11-bit studios, plunging players back into the frozen heart of New London during the year the Great Storm first struck. Built from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5, it blends 70% of the original game's mechanics with 30% new content, including expanded events, technologies, and a third ideological purpose path beyond order and faith. Players once again lead humanity's last city, making gut-wrenching decisions to preserve life amid volcanic winter and moral collapse. Frostpunk 1886 is set to release in 2027 on PC and next-gen consoles. Hunger is a grim first-person horror extraction shooter set in a plague-ravaged Napoleonic Europe, where players must survive against both monstrous entities and desperate humans. Developed by Spono, the game blends PvPvE combat with RPG elements, allowing players to choose unique survivors, scavenge for resources, and complete quests in a world twisted by the mysterious bacterium. With haunting environments, brutal melee and ranged combat, and a psychological edge, Hunger emphasizes tactical decision-making and atmospheric dread. The game enters early access in 2025 on Steam and the Epic Games Store.
Deep within these folds of flesh, you and I both know death has judged us rightly. For we are but beasts, unworthy of salvation.
John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is a chaotic first-person co-op shooter from Saber Interactive, drenched in 80s horror vibes and explosive action. Set in a near-future Earth corrupted by the Sludge God, an ancient entity unleashed during a failed energy experiment, players join a ragtag squad of mercenaries tasked with purging hordes of undead and mutated monstrosities. With over-the-top weapons, upgradable vehicles, and buddy movie banter, the game blends visceral combat with campy charm. Expect class-based loadouts, wild abilities, and relentless waves of enemies across apocalyptic landscapes. It's set to release in early 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. And you're to blame.
Light of Motiram is an open-world survival crafting game developed by Polaris Quest and published by Tencent, set in a post-human Earth where civilization has collapsed and nature has reclaimed the ruins. Players explore vast biomes, from tropical rainforests to scorched deserts and icy peaks, inhabited by towering robotic wildlife known as mechanimals. With deep crafting systems, environmental storytelling, and dynamic weather, the game emphasizes exploration, resource management, and rebuilding in a world shaped by ancient technology. Light of Motiram is expected to release in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, iOS, and Android. Long Gone is a haunting 2.5D pixel narrative adventure from Hillfort Games, set in a decaying suburban neighborhood decades after a mysterious outbreak. Players explore the forgotten lives of those who vanished, rummaging through drawers, letters, and relics to uncover intimate stories and secrets. With no combat, every zombie encounter becomes a puzzle, blending platforming with point-and-click mechanics across lo-fi 3D environments. The game shifts between eerie outdoor streets and fully explorable interiors, emphasizing emotional storytelling and environmental detail. Long Gone is expected to release in 2025 on PC via Steam. MINSK is a third-person survival horror adventure from indie developer SodaSign, set in a bleak, post-apocalyptic world where toxic fog blankets the ruins of civilization. Players control an android built by a lone engineer, navigating underground bunkers, derelict cities, and hostile zones in search of vital resources and answers. The story deepens when the android encounters another robot controlled by a biologist, sparking a mysterious bond and shared mission to uncover the truth behind humanity's downfall. With cinematic visuals powered by Unreal Engine 5 and emotionally driven storytelling, MINSK is planned for release on December 30th, 2026 for PC via Steam. Nakwon, Last Paradise is a tense third-person PvE zombie survival game from Nakwon, set in a post-apocalyptic Seoul where danger lurks behind every alley and betrayal is just a heartbeat away. Players scavenge the city at night for food, medicine, and gear, then return to manage their shelter by day, all while navigating a world overrun by infected and desperate survivors. With stealth-based extraction mechanics, realistic survival systems, and no respawns, every expedition is a gamble. Kitchen knives become weapons, stress fractures the mind, and trust is a luxury. Nakwon, Last Paradise is listed as coming soon on PC via Steam. No More Light is a narrative-driven survival shooter from Para51 Games and Invictus, set in a post-apocalyptic Earth overrun by grotesque insectoid horrors. Players take on the role of a lone survivor navigating ruined cities, scavenging for resources and uncovering buried secrets while undergoing a deadly metamorphosis that grants alien powers. The game features dynamic weather systems, over 100 collectible items, and a gritty combat loop where enemies can be turned into weapons. With a focus on psychological tension and immersive storytelling, No More Light is planned to enter early access soon on PC via Steam. Pioner is a gritty, open-world first-person shooter from GFA Games, set on a post-apocalyptic Soviet-era island riddled with radiation, mutants, and rogue factions. Players take on the role of a mercenary navigating a 50-square-kilometer dynamic world where real-time events, faction loyalty, and survival mechanics shape every decision. With no health bars or enemy levels, realism drives the tension as players scavenge, craft weapons from anomalies, and explore bunkers, dungeons, and hostile zones. PvE and PvP modes intertwine, offering story-driven missions and brutal arena combat. Pioner is set to release in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Linux.
So, tell me, emissary, why are you here? What is your wish?
People that are just like me, the same kind of hellraisers. We fight savagely with each other on the garbage dumps, like to the death. We fight for the loot. You can end up dead anywhere, literally kicking the bucket in the closest ditch. Keep your eyes wide open, otherwise they'll chew you to pieces. There are plenty of monsters around here, and it just so happens that the most dangerous of them walk on two legs. In general, you're better off roaming around the island with your own people. Your buddies will be there to help if something happens. However, there are even scarier creatures dwelling here. Creepy experiments. Monsters capable of putting dozens of our brothers in their graves. Run away from those kinds. As far as you possibly can.
Project Spectrum is a horror-infused tactical first-person shooter from Team Jade, the developers behind Delta Force, blending squad-based combat with asymmetric gameplay in a mystery-laden world. Set in a shadowy facility plagued by supernatural anomalies, players must coordinate with their team to survive encounters with unpredictable entities while uncovering cryptic lore. The game emphasizes tension, strategy, and immersive atmosphere with dynamic lighting, eerie soundscapes, and psychological twists shaping each mission. With both solo and multiplayer modes, Project Spectrum promises a chilling experience. Its release date and platforms are still to be announced.
The loss is too heavy for you. But sometimes, loss can birth beasts and bury truths. What do you think? What if you are the beast?
The beast? Let's go back to the start.
Regeneration is a third-person survival horror game from Mysterio Games, set in a decaying post-Soviet complex where forgotten experiments have unleashed a mutating alien life form. Players awaken as a scientist from the Samsara Technologies expedition, isolated and disoriented, forced to navigate eerie corridors, hostile anomalies, and psychological horrors while uncovering the truth behind the outbreak. With dynamic environments, grotesque enemies, and a haunting narrative, the game blends exploration, resource management, and atmospheric dread. Regeneration is planned to enter early access in 2025 on PC via Steam.
They are not from this world. They hide in the shadows, playing with us. Someone has to stop this before it awakens. Kate, please, forgive me.
Tides of Tomorrow is a first-person narrative adventure from DigixArt set on the oceanic planet Eland, where a deadly plastification threatens all life. Players become tidewalkers, navigating floating platforms, gathering resources, and making choices that ripple across a shared multiplayer world. The game's standout feature is its asynchronous storytelling. Your journey is shaped by the decisions of friends, streamers, or strangers you choose to follow. With stylized visuals, quirky characters, and a post-apocalyptic tone, it blends exploration, survival, and social dynamics into a unique experience. Tides of Tomorrow launches on February 24th, 2026 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Through your own story. And yes, you can also play solo thanks to our offline journeys available at launch. This feature is a new way of experiencing a story. where previous players can act in good or bad ways. And every experience will be shaped by previous player choices. And you, as you'll be impacting other players' journeys, what legacy will you leave behind?
Tidewalkers. Will you help us?
One more thing, here's an exclusive look at the new location in the game. This place is home to the Party of the Dead, where people come to dance until they die.
War Mechanic is a dieselpunk first-person simulator from Chronospace, set in an alternate timeline where World War II never ended and capitalism fuels the battlefield. Players take on the role of a military base manager and combat vehicle mechanic, rebuilding a crumbling outpost into a war-ready fortress. With deep customization, resource management, and tactical exploration, you'll navigate a world torn by Soviet sabotage, robotic warfare, and privatized military operations. The game blends gritty strategy with immersive storytelling, offering a unique twist on historical fiction. War Mechanic is expected to release in Q2 2025 for PC via Steam.
I actually pity those poor bastards we're going up against. We're gonna cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. All right now, you sons of bitches, you know how I feel. I'll be proud to lead you wonderful guys in battle anytime, anywhere.
Silent Hill F is a standalone entry in Konami's legendary horror franchise set in 1960s Japan and developed by Neo Bards Entertainment. Players follow Hinako, a young schoolgirl trapped in a rural town plagued by supernatural decay and psychological torment. The game blends classic Silent Hill dread with new mechanics, including grotesque floral mutations and eerie environmental storytelling. With a focus on isolation, body horror, and emotional unraveling, Silent Hill F promises a deeply unsettling experience wrapped in haunting beauty. It releases on September 25th, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
I shall save your souls by claiming the life of your old self.
Who was that? What is this place?
This way.
We better get going.
A good day is always an extraordinary day. An extraordinary day isn't always good day. With that in mind, today's a bit too extraordinary.
So this is where you are. I wondered where you had gone. You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands.
What's going on? No. It's got my home too. The halls, the doors, everything's changed. Tell me, who are you? Please, just die.
It must be hard for you to bid farewell to childhood friends.
Yes.
Hmm?
No. It had to be done. As soon as I could.
Atomic Heart 2 is the ambitious sequel to Mundfish's retro-futuristic shooter, expanding its dystopian Soviet universe into a global conflict shaped by rogue AI and twisted science. Players return as Major P3, navigating surreal environments filled with mutated creatures, robotic monstrosities, and morally complex factions. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game introduces deeper RPG systems, enhanced combat mechanics, and sprawling open-world zones beyond Facility 3826. With a darker narrative exploring geopolitical collapse and the ethics of control, it promises a bold evolution of the franchise. Atomic Heart 2 is currently in development for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, with its release date yet to be announced.
2.
Echoes of the Living is a retro-inspired survival horror game from Moonglint, channeling the spirit of classic Resident Evil titles with fixed camera angles, tank controls, and atmospheric tension. Set in a city overrun by the undead, players choose between two protagonists, Ethan or Sarah, each with unique storylines, puzzles, and combat encounters. The game features richly detailed environments, eerie sound design, and inventory-based survival mechanics that reward exploration and resource management. With pixel-perfect nostalgia and modern polish, it's a love letter to 90s horror fans. Echoes of the Living is scheduled to release in 2025 on PC via Steam.
Hello?
Who's there?
Luminal Point is a psychological survival horror game from Hideworks, set on the fog-shrouded island of Ashen Point where tragedy and mystery intertwine. Players step into the role of Lyra, a former rock star drawn back by a cryptic voicemail to uncover the truth behind her bandmate Mira's disappearance. As reality blurs, Lyra must confront twisted creatures, navigate eerie mansions and hospitals, and unravel a haunting narrative steeped in memory and loss. With classic survival horror mechanics, limited resources, and atmospheric exploration, Luminal Point delivers a chilling homage to genre legends. It is scheduled to release in 2026 on PC via Steam. Milo is an indie co-op horde shooter developed by Spencer Sharp and published by Yarawa Interactive, set in a surreal World War-era nightmare ruled by a bizarre cult that worships a mysterious beverage. Players must survive waves of undead while commanding an army of rats to consume corpses and trigger unique gameplay effects. Inspired by early Call of Duty Zombies, Milo features fast-paced action, grotesque humor, and evolving maps filled with secrets and power-ups. With stylized visuals and chaotic mechanics, it's a passion project built for replayability and community feedback. Milo is planned to release in 2026 on PC via Steam. Terminator: Survivors is an open-world survival game from Nakwon Studio Milan, set in the bleak aftermath of Judgment Day, where Skynet's machines roam freely and humanity clings to survival. Players lead a group of survivors in solo or co-op mode, scavenging resources, building fortified bases, and battling iconic threats like the T-800. With dynamic weather, crafting systems, and a haunting atmosphere powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game blends tactical gameplay with cinematic tension. Set between the first two Terminator films, it explores untold stories in a collapsing world. Terminator: Survivors enters early access in 2025 on PC via Steam, with console versions for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S to follow. The Sinking City 2 is a Lovecraftian survival horror game from Frogwares, set in the haunted 1920s city of Arkham, now submerged by a supernatural flood. Unlike its predecessor, this sequel shifts from detective gameplay to intense combat and exploration, featuring grotesque creatures, decaying mansions, and flooded streets that evolve over time. Players scavenge for limited resources, solve optional investigations, and confront eldritch horrors using period-authentic firearms and melee weapons. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game promises a darker, more immersive experience. The Sinking City 2 is set to release in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Tormented Souls 2 is the chilling sequel to the award-winning survival horror classic, developed by Dual Effect and published by P-Cube. Returning as Caroline Walker, players journey to the eerie town of Villa Hesse in southern Chile, desperate to save her sister Anna from a supernatural affliction. The game features grotesque creatures, mind-bending puzzles, and reality-shifting mechanics that let players alter the past to reshape the present. With haunting environments like shadowy convents and derelict malls, and a new arsenal of makeshift weapons, it delivers a terrifying blend of exploration and combat. Tormented Souls 2 releases on October 23, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Resident Evil 9. Requiem is the next chapter in Capcom's legendary survival horror saga, set 30 years after the original outbreak in Raccoon City. Players follow Grace Ashcroft, daughter of Alyssa from Resident Evil Outbreak, as she investigates a series of mysterious deaths tied to her mother's past. Set in the eerie Remwood Hotel and a bombed-out Raccoon City, the game blends psychological horror with classic survival mechanics, shifting between third-person and first-person perspectives. With atmospheric tension, grotesque enemies, and a return to old Old School Dread, Requiem launches on February 27th, 2026 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Hello?
Miss Ashcroft?
Yes.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me.
Rude.
What the?
They're coming. Grace, we need to go.
Go where? Mom, what's going on?
Hurry.
Wait, who's coming? What's wrong?
Shh. We need to keep our voices down.
This is ridiculous.
Come on.
Tell me what's going on.
Now is not the time. Stay close.
Mom, wait!
Grace, keep moving.
Oh, who's that? Oh, I'm so sorry about the power outage.
What happened?
It's really no excuse, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Don't worry.
I should have it fixed soon. I just need to find my...
Come on in, Grace. Grace, look at me. Grab my hands. Okay, look at me. Look at me. In and out. Breathe in and out. Oh, Grace. I promise you, I will explain this all to you one of these days. Grace. Please know that you are my hope. Never forget that.
What are you talking about?
Just...
And that's the list, 30 upcoming ultra-realistic post-apocalyptic survival games that I can't wait to try out. Which one are you most excited for? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more awesome game lists, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.